guys, I'm from the state of New York and I'm here to actually teach you how to pass a road test in New York City. I've been a driver instructor for 2 years and this is the tips and tricks I picked up on actually how to help people pass the road test in Brooklyn, Queens, don't matter, just make sure you have everything down and ready to go. So the first thing is, when you go to road test, you always must put your seatbelt on. Make sure the mirror in the front of the car is always looking at the window of the back. Nothing else should be in that mirror. Adjust it if you have to. When the examiner says start the car, you know that your left and right mirrors should only be working and fixable when you start the car, because new modern cars you fix with a button, older cars you fix it with your hands, but just make sure the mirrors are focused less on the car and more on the traffic. Next examiner is going to say please pull out. You already should know that you have to signal towards your left. We always pull out from the left side, so signal to your left, look over your shoulder. If you don't look over your shoulder, that's already 15 points already added. New York State point system, if you get anything less than 30, minimal 30 down is passing a road test, 30 up is failing a road test. So if you get 65, 75, you already flunked your whole road test. So please proceed with caution. Look towards your left side of your shoulder. Look in your mirror as much as you can. Do 50-50. Break your neck for them just for that day. Just break your neck because they're going to be watching you like a hawk. So proceed to exits. Now, depending where you're going to have your road test, some lanes are going to be just 1-lane street. Some are going to be 2-lane street, but you already know on a 1-lane street, if you're going to make a right, it's easier. A left, it's easier for you to make a left turn. If you're on a 2-lane street and you have to go over to your next lane to make that left turn, you know how it is. Proceed with caution. Look over your shoulder. Look a little bit at your mirror. You should be focusing on the mirror too. And go over to the left lane. When you're ready to make the left turn, please proceed with caution because this is crucial. Signal towards your left. 1. Prepare yourself to make the left turn. But at that moment, you should be noticing if cars from the opposite side are going to come towards you. Let every traffic go. Some will let you go, some will not. Just take it calm and just be patient in the car. Once the road is clear and there's nobody coming at you, please make the left turn. Not making a left turn. This is your yellow line. Do not ever make the left turn and cross your yellow. Some people are nervous that they do the turn towards the left too early. If it's too early, you have to cross the yellow line and that's already failing a road test. To make the left turn, make sure you're in the middle of the street, so you're like going over the yellow line and proceed to do your drive-by. Now when you're driving, make sure you stay close to your yellow line as possible. Do not go too close to the parked cars. Give them space. Depending on the road, I was from Brooklyn, so Brooklyn, there's a lot of good roads that were actually big and they had enough space, but drive close to your yellow, not close to the parked cars. Next thing, you're going to have stop signs. This is an example of a stop sign. This stop sign means you stop, proceed with caution. But remember, you have 3 white lines in front of you, 2 pedestrian box, and 1 little line is for you. You should always stop before that white line. Now, this stop sign, it's more like you stop and then you inch out cautiously, because if you're on a 4-way intersection, or you never know who's going to be on your left or your right. You never know who's going to jump out of nowhere. That's why you proceed with caution, like a cat. Like, just go slowly, don't go too fast. When the road is clear on both left and right sides in front of you too, you do not know the opposite car is going to make a turn anywhere. So just proceed with caution. Look at your surroundings. You never know what's going to happen. So go about your day, go straight. I don't care, you have to make the left. Right turn's easy too. Just don't stay too close to the parked cars. Stay close to your yellow. Just be in the middle of the street at all times. Now, another thing is that there's another stop sign that says stop all way. So, if I'm on a stop sign that says stop all way, 4-way intersection, I'm on the stop all way, and there's a car on the right that just came, like on time with me. Right car, no matter what stop sign, right car always goes first. But then, mind you, if I'm proceeding to the stop sign, and so is the one on the left, and the one straight, and the one on the right goes first, and then you have to decide if they're going to go next. Am I going to go next? Who's going to go first, second, third, fourth? Depending how the street is set up, you should have judgment of who's going to be there first in order for you to proceed. Stop signs are very crucial. Pedestrians might be on the crosswalk. We don't know sometimes what they're going to do. So sometimes to play it safe, I'm not saying you should do it, communicate with that person. I don't care if you got to tap the horn, wave, because sometimes pedestrians do actually stay between the crosswalk and the street, or they're just hanging out looking at their phone. We can't think for them, and we're not predicting what's going to happen with them. Please be careful as much as you can with pedestrians, with children, with cats and dogs. They run out into the street. You have to jam the brake. We don't know what's going to happen. Just take it chill, check your surroundings, look at your mirror on your left and your right. Do like the Bermuda Triangle and keep looking. Look everywhere if you have to. Drive, yes. Minimal. All right, here's another thing that people get confused. If the street says 30 miles an hour, do not do 25. Do not do 15. Do exactly 30 miles an hour. Now, if there's a school and there's a bump, you should know that the bump is between 15 and 20, depending on the area. I've seen both 20 and 15 just on one street. So if I'm going to go over my first bump, 15. If I go over my second bump, that's 20. And it's on the same street. So anything can happen. Stay focused on your miles per hour. Literally, it's 30. Other streets could say 25. Please obey the law. Please go careful. We're not doing Fast and Furious on the day of the road test. And we're not doing Driving Miss Daisy either. We can't go slow. We have to go minimal 30 miles an hour, or depending what the street says. Now, parking. That's another issue. So, car to car. Parked car, your car. 2 feet away from each other. I don't care if it's a truck, car. It could be anything that you're going to get ready to park next door to it. So, 2 feet away from each other. Now, I teach my students, mirror to mirror. If it's the same kind of car, mirror to mirror. Turn the wheel, one turn towards the right. One whole turn towards the right. Backing up slowly. I teach my students this trick. The right mirror of the passenger side should be coming up with or meeting up with the red light of the driver's side. It could be the red light, yellow light, whatever. Whatever light they have on the driver's side should be meeting up with the mirror on the passenger side. That's how I taught. Everybody thought it was easy. So, mind you, your car has to go from 0 to 45-degree angle. 0, 45. Do not do 90, because 90 looks like you're going to go right into a driveway. So, that's a big no-no there. So, I literally had to teach one turn towards the right. Bring it in. Once the mirror and the lights meet up together, if you have another trick, that's okay. Make sure you bring it one turn towards the left, because you want the car to be straight when it backs up. But when it literally backs up, that the car looks like it's straight and you have all that room to bring it frontward, fix your wheel and proceed forward. Do not hit the bumper of the other car. Just be very cautious how you park. Take your time. On a road test, some examiners will tell you 3 chances to completely do the parking well. Others, I don't know, since they have a crabby day, I can't predict them either. Hey, one's enough. But literally it's supposed to be 3 chances. If you didn't hit anything, do not hit the sidewalk, you fail. Do not hit anything 1 foot away from the sidewalk. That's how close your tires should actually not come near the sidewalk, because it's easier for you to park and you don't have to worry about hitting anything else, hitting the sidewalk, hitting a tree. You never know what can happen. So just take a chill when you park. Don't matter. Park well, park safe. Bring up the car a little bit more until you like covering a little bit of the license plate of the next car in front of you. Put it on park. Some of them are going to open up the door, see if you did right. They're going to investigate, just looking and stuff. Okay, yes, it's good. Now, if you do a good parking, you could proceed on to doing a broken U-turn when they tell you to. So, to do a broken U-turn out of a parking space, reverse the vehicle, back it up until you see the tires of the car in front of you. You should see the whole vehicle, even the tires of the car in front of you. Put it on drive. Signal towards your left. Make sure the wheel is all the way towards the left. Check your back. Check your mirror. Check everywhere. Haul towards the left. I'm not saying bring the car all the way towards the left where the cars are parked in front of you. Just make sure this car throughout the whole procedure is on top of the yellow line. Do not go forward and do not stay too early. You have to be in the middle, on top of the yellow. So all the way towards the left. Now you're going to have to go all the way towards the right. So you're checking your right side, like your left side, check everywhere, all the way towards the right, backing it up slowly. Make sure the front tire is the only thing that should be touching the yellow. Like the front tire and the hood of the car should like to only be the last things touching the yellow when backing up to do the right. So it's left, right, backing up. The front of the car should possibly always be on top of the yellow, like over it still. Then all the way towards your left, keep on the lookout for anybody coming on the right, anybody behind you, anybody next to you. You never know. And haul towards the left. This book explains it all, even though there's a picture on it and based about it on how she do a broken U-turn. This is a Spanish book, but it's actually telling you how to do this way. But since I was an instructor, I'm teaching you how to do it a more quicker way and a faster way. But that's how you do the broken U-turn. Now, another thing, if your examiner is actually making you drive and then makes you stop out of nowhere and says, do the broken U-turn here, you signal to your right because, one, you are on the right side of the street. So you have to signal on the right side of your street to stay there. So you signal, that's the only thing you have to do is just signal towards your right. Then when you're ready and the road is clear, then you signal to the left and proceed to do everything as mentioned. Like I said, when you go left, don't go in their driveway, don't touch the other car, don't go close to the sidewalk, don't go anywhere near close to the parked cars or garages or whatever. The car must be in the middle of the street the whole time and on top of the yellow line. That is all. Don't go all the way left, don't go all the way right. Make sure it stays right on top. So, like I said, please read this book. This is a really important book. I didn't read it. I was bored out of my mind one day on the road test, and when I decided to look at this book, it actually holds a lot of good tricks and reading. This is like the Bible of the vehicle. You should be doing this before you get into the car with anybody. Like, just have a little summary of what you're supposed to do for a road test before anything. And yes, if you also want to look, remember there's 2 stop signs. The stop is this and the stop all way, which is more crucial than this one. So just be careful what you do. I'm doing this video because it's really hard to find or actually good detailed video for like New York or whatever. Maybe there is, maybe there isn't. I was planning on doing a video filming inside my car in order for you to get the hang of how to park, because that's a really crucial thing to do. I might do it next, I'm not sure, because I need a camera person to do that. But other than that, yeah, please read this book before you get into the car. And like I said, make sure your instructor teaches you everything you have to know, or if there are details on how to teach you how to park and do a broken U-turn. Driving is one thing. Road test driving is something else. Just because you've driven before doesn't mean you follow this book. I mean, hardly anybody follows this book. But this book would actually prep you for the road test. So I should be making another video pretty soon. I'm not sure, but if you guys want me to, I will. But this is just to help you guys out there. It was past due that I actually did this video. But yeah, in case of questions and comments, please write them down below. And thank you so much for looking at this video. Bye.